Hey everybody, it's Haley. So today we are doing what I hope is going to be a really fun look. So I posted to some of my friends on Facebook about just like interesting makeup look names. So if you had to create a look and then name it, and then I kind of wanted to take it from there and actually make it into something. So kind of just get a title, like reverse inspiration, I guess. Anyway, so I put this out, and my wonderful, gorgeous friend Tranifer decided to go ahead and give me, I believe it was holographic Necromancer. So I'm super, super excited about that. Before we begin, I already did like my foundation and everything like that. So just a quick recap of what I used. I primed my face with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, just the original, because that's what I have right now. Usually I use the Hydrating Locket Primer from Kat Von D, but I'm out of that. Happen to have some of this guy, so that's what I'm using currently. And then I went in with my Kat Von D Locket Foundation in 44 Cool. And I set that with the 56 Pro Airbrush Sephora brush. This is definitely one of my absolute favorite brushes for any foundation, just because it really does give a nice flawless finish. And I find that you really don't have to use a ton of product to get a really beautiful look. So then from there, because I wanted a little bit more coverage to make this a little more spooky, I took my winter foundation, which is the Kat Von D powder foundation, the Locket foundation, and that was in light 42, just again to make it a little bit spookier, a little bit more coverage, and lighten it up just a little bit. Um, and even though I did use a powder foundation over my liquid foundation, I still wanted to set that with a powder because I want to make sure that it's not going to crease or, wear funny throughout the day. So under my eyes, I use the Lock-It Brightening Powder in Petal. And then on the rest of my face, I just use the regular Kat Von D translucent powder with a small and large fluffy brush respectively. If you have not tried any lightening powder to set the under eye area, I definitely recommend trying it, just because it makes a huge, huge difference. I know for me, I have really, really bad dark circles under my eyes. And while my eye cream is helping, I do like a quick fix with this. So definitely try it if you have not before. And then I did my brows, of course. I can't find my lid for it, but Cabrow from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I use the dark brown this time just because, again, I wanted something really dark, really spooky. And then I haven't done any of my highlight yet, just because I want to wait to break into my Secret Weapon palette. But I did do my contour, and I just went in with the cool shade, Somber, from the Shade and Light Contour palette from Kat Von D. There's a trend here, I'm sure you can see. So I just went in with that, did under the cheekbones, a smidge on the side of the nose, and then the chin, of course. Because I didn't want to carve it out a ton. I definitely want to make this more about like the lips and the eyes, but I still really wanted to bring it all together, and keep with that spooky theme. So that being said, I think that's everything that I've done so far. So let's just get started. The first thing that I'm going to do is prime my lids, and for that I'm going to use the Kat Von D, the Lock-It Concealer Creme, and this is in Light 3 Warm. The reason that I'm using a concealer rather than like a translucent or reasonably translucent eyeshadow primer is because I really, really want the colors to be vivid. I want them to stand out for this particular look. And I'm just going to blend it out with my fingers because it's not like, nothing on this is going to be like super perfect, and that's okay. I want it to be spooky. I want to look a little bit evil, but not like a serial killer evil. So I'm just going to blend it out with my fingertips, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to set it with like a reasonably natural color, just to make it easier to like blend out, because it's still going to take the pigment really well even if I put like a lighter color all over the lid. Because I definitely I want it to be a little bit messy, a little bit smoky, but I want it to be like controlled chaos. We like controlled chaos. So, keeping with my theme of favorite brand, I'm going to go in with the Shade and Light Eye Palette. And then just with a fluffy brush. This one is the Morphe 412 brush. I am going to take, I think I'm going to go with Lazarus. So Lazarus is this color in the middle. It's like super, super neutral. It's a little bit like on the taupey side, but it's not like heavily, heavily pigmented, and it's pretty close to my skin tone. So I'm just going to use that to set. and kind of give me a little bit of like a sunken base to work with. And I'm not going to bring it all the way up to my brow bone because I definitely want to have like a vivid contrast with the highlight there. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're really, like I said, just setting a base. So what I thought would be kind of fun is I want to like mix colors while still keeping it really dark. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to take some stuff from the Pastel Goth palette, and I think we're going to end up doing like blues and greens and then like some purples, just like a ton of iridescence. Crazy iridescence is going to happen later. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to use a ton of colors. I'm not going to tell you that this is going to be like, oh, you can totally do this in like 15 minutes to get ready for work. Like it's not going to happen. So I'm just taking Skull from the Pastel Goth palette, and that's like a super duper white shadow, and I'm just going to go under the brows just because I really think it's important not to have like my crease color go up too far, and then muddy it up because like I said, I really want like controlled chaos with this. So let's start with some blue. I am going to take Doom, and we're just going to go in and start getting a little bit crazy. I think I'm going to keep Doom towards the middle of the eye, and then I'm going to blend it in with Gloom towards the outer side. And I really, really, really want this to be like bright but scary. Like there's going to be a lot of black. So fear not for those of you that are not huge fans of color. We are going to make it dark and spooky because that's just what I do. So I'm literally just popping that on the center of the lid and then blending it outwards and up just a little bit. I don't want to take it too high, but if you look, it's literally going to be like just above like where my crease naturally falls, which is kind of a pain in the neck sometimes to do like a smoky eye with a hooded lid, just because you really have to like get used to blending it upwards. I don't want it so high that it's, you know, at my brow bone, but I don't want to not blend far enough and then just have it on my lid and have like that demarcation between like, you know, the color that I have on my brow bone and the color that I have on my lid, because then it just doesn't have that same like smoked out aesthetic. And then I'm going to go in with that very same brush, and I'm going to go in with Gloom, which is a really, really fun, like bright green. Well, I guess it's not like neon, but it's like, it's green. It's not like, not your mom's green, as the kids say. And I'm going to pack that on the outside. And then blend it together and blend that into the crease as well. And I'm going to really work that into the blue that I've brought up above my crease. Because that's going to be like my transition, basically, if that makes sense. So we've literally, I'm sorry that the lighting is like, I can't get it together today. So we've got the blue like literally right at the center, and then we have the green blended in towards that. So we're just going to pack. Oh, and for what it's worth, this brush is actually from one of my Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. I don't know which one, but I think it like the same brush comes with all of them. So whether you know, get the Modern Renaissance palette or you get whatever comes out next, they put the same brush in literally like all of their palettes, and it's actually really nice because it's dual-ended. And I probably use this as much as or more than many of the other eyeshadow brushes that I have. So all I'm going to do now with the other end of that Anastasia brush, I'm literally going to take Doom and Gloom and I'm going to bring it underneath, just because I want it to be like smoked out. And again, we're going to go like crazy with some black in a minute, so don't even worry about it if you're like, Haley, that's not spooky. It's going to be spooky. It looks kind of bright and crazy, but it's going to be spooky. I'm just going to put this right on the center. And I'm going to keep it pretty tight to my lashes, but I do want it to be low enough that when I go in with the black, you're not going to lose all of that blue. And for what it's worth, I will upload some pictures of what it actually looks like, because I know the lighting is kind of, it's not my friend. It's okay. And then now that we've gone in with Doom, I'm just going to take some Gloom And again, right on that outer corner where we put it on the top. And just blend, 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 and really connect it, because we're going to do like a really, really heavy black wing, but we're going to keep it really nice and smoked out. So I'm pretty sure that's about as much color as I want. Yeah, we're going to add a little bit more skull. Just because, again, I do want it to be, you know, a dramatic smoked out look. So I'm going to take more skull and really just like work that in where doom and gloom end. And I apologize in advance because I know that you can't get this palette anymore. I was one of those fortunate enough to nab it, but as far as other palettes go that are similar, I also have the Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette, which while it does have a lot more shimmer shades, it is pretty similar. It does have a lot of like there's a purple in there that's pretty close. Actually, the purple, the green, and the blue for sure. It does have a really nice white in there also. And then I think like Star and Clementine, the yellow and like orange shades respectively, I want to say that it has some colors pretty similar to that too. So don't fret because you can't get that particular one. Life will go on, I promise you. So now for the fun part. I told you it was going to get spooky, and I will deliver. We're going to go in with Shax, the like midnight black matte color from the Shade and Light Eye Contour palette, and we're just gonna go like crazy crazy.